of lost souls. I'm sure we've all felt that way. Anyway, MC Grae, Rich Addiction. Sometimes the path that we walk can get a little rough. Sometimes it's hard to talk and you've just had enough. Sometimes you're barely dealing, sometimes you're sweet. But when you get that feeling, you're the same as me. See, we all find it hard from time to time. It's hard to see a reason if you haven't got a rhyme. It's like trying to go fishing if you haven't got a line. Have a battle with your heart and have a battle with your mind. But we're all messed up, yo, it ain't just you. Just be strong enough to admit that it's true. The only way to fix a problem is to acknowledge it. Stay true to yourself and don't ignore the shit that's bringing you down in your day to day. Try to find hope or at least find a way to change how you're living if the living ain't easy. Cause the person in the mirror is the only one with pleasing.
Sometimes the path that we walk
can get a little rough.
Sometimes it's hard to talk
and you've just had enough.
Sometimes you're barely dealing,
sometimes you're sweet.
But when you get that feeling,
you're the same as me.
Sometimes the path that we walk
can get a little rough.
Sometimes it's hard to talk
and you've just had enough.
Sometimes you're barely dealing,
sometimes you're sweet.
But when you get that feeling,
you're the same as me. Yo, I argue with myself like, is it you or is it me? Man, I probably need help with this insanity. At least it's not permanent, it's temporary. But at the end of the day, I ain't no friend of me. Man, if self-sabotage is an Olympic sport, I'd probably win gold on any field or court. I'm my own worst enemy, I leave myself torn. And though I pretend to be, I ain't really warm. I can't stand most people. Most of the time, most cats are feeble. They just piss and whine. It's like no one's ever happy with their life. Man, why's your attitude so crappy? You got a beautiful wife, a big ass house, and you're rich as hell. Son, I can't talk, but I bitch as well. I guess what I'm saying is at the end of the day, we're all a little broken in our own different ways.
Sometimes the path that we walk
can get a little rough.
Sometimes it's hard to talk
and you've just had enough.
Sometimes you're barely dealing,
sometimes you're sweet.
But when you get that feeling,
you're the same as me.
Sometimes the path that we walk
can get a little rough.
Sometimes it's hard to talk
and you've just had enough.
Sometimes you're barely dealing,
sometimes you're sweet.
But when you get that feeling,
you're the same as me. So when you look in the mirror, do you see yourself? Or is everything clearer when it's dark as hell? The reason that I ask is for your clarity, cause asking for help ain't like charity. Man, you wouldn't be the first and you won't be the last to be broken and hurt with a heart full of scars. Desperate as fuck and praying to the stars, feeling out of luck trying to run from your past. There's just some things you can't escape, like when mum puts veggies on your dinner plate. You can talk and talk, but you're gonna have to eat it. So why fight the shit, son? You know you're defeated. Accept what can't change and change what can, or forever be stuck as a shell of a man. All that matters is now and not once was then. So do yourself a favour and don't try to pretend.
Sometimes the path that we walk
can get a little rough.
Sometimes it's hard to talk
and you've just had enough.
Sometimes you're barely dealing,
sometimes you're sweet.
But when you get that feeling,
you're the same as me.
Sometimes the path that we walk
can get a little rough.
Sometimes it's hard to talk
and you've just had enough.
Sometimes you're barely dealing,
sometimes you're sweet.
But when you get that feeling,
you're the same as me.